in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out. And you know, the sad thing is, at 16 years old, I used to say to people, you know, that I'm going to jail. I got 6 months, first time I ever went to jail. You know what? I was actually disappointed. When I was asked by my sister and my mum, why are you disappointed? I said, because I only got 6 months. And they said, you should be happy. I said, no, well, I wanted more. I mean, how sad was that? Like, 18 years old, I wanted more jail. I got out after jail, I had a job. My girlfriend, I was settled down. I was honestly, everything was going good. And then I just started mingling with the old crowd again. I quit my job, started getting back on the drugs, and then started doing bigger crimes, like, you know, stealing ATMs. I mean, I'm this 20-year-old kid from Minto, you know what I mean, that used to be on the dole 2 weeks ago, and now, you know, I had a $34,000 club sport, 14-foot runabout. I mean, that's how you were recognised in my area. I mean, if you were doing the big crimes and getting the big money, I mean, that was your status. That was, you know, that's how you made the name for yourself. Or people say, oh, well, this guy's an earner. Then I got caught, and I lost everything. Police repossessed everything I owned. Then I was given 8 years. 8 years jail with non-parole of 5.5. That's when I sat there and I realised that, you know, I've got a daughter. I've got this little girl that I've just turned my back on. I've just abandoned her. I've chose crime and money and drugs and partying and girls, and I've chose all that over my daughter. I take myself away from this beautiful, innocent little girl. I've done nothing wrong to no one, and I've turned my back on her the same way my father did to me. She's the one thing that's really opened my eyes and made me want to do this. Wow. Made me want to change.
Quite vividly remember the first time Jimmy walked into the kitchen. We had an interview. He was your classic self-hating, negative young man.
I'm of Aboriginal heritage, you know, and we've been taken from for so long, you know. I used to have that mentality in my head, oh, well, you know, it was done to me, so I can do it to them.
And he really didn't have the tools to be able to deal with people. And he just asked to be kept out of the way. And we respected those wishes, within reason.
After being in jail, locked away for so long, I mean, you start to lose faith in humanity, you know. You start to lose, you know, you're there to rehabilitate, but I mean, all you see is just this negative stuff around you.
When you bake bread, it's a real art. You can't just follow a recipe because, you know, the dough has to feel right, and, you know, if you ask for exact measurements, you know, it doesn't work out. You can follow a recipe and you'll make bread, but if you have that touch, the golden touch of really baking bread, it's a different story, and Jimmy actually has it. People were talking about Jimmy's colours. People would be coming in, can we buy some? You know, teach us how to make it. The boy would just stand there thinking, you know, I could see him looking at himself thinking, this is me, you know, people are coming in, you know, for me, for my talent.
And we very slowly integrated him into the front of the kitchen and got him to talk first to one person and to other groups.
We had met her in the chemotherapy wards. Her husband was unwell, and the husband had encouraged her to come in and help.
A prime example of somebody who in the past would have looked at this woman as an opportunity for a quick grab, now has a friendship, and also knows that his time with this lady is giving somebody else great comfort.
He started going from the back of the room, close to the front of the room, from talking to just one to talking in larger groups.
My whole life has been based on taking from the community, and coming here has shown me that the other side of that. What I'm doing now, whether it's making a biscuit or cooking a soup, I mean, so many people are going to benefit from that, and these are people that I was probably taking from before.
He stressed very, very much to all of us that it's about the individual, that each person is a diamond, and that each person is a generation that will follow out from them.
You are fulfilled by giving. You feel good about giving. I mean, honestly, I didn't know that before. I used to feel good about taking, and now I really do. I feel much better about giving than I did taking.
And I believe out of this young man is going to be generations of people making a difference.
Now I know what life is. I seen. You know, I sit on the train with people every morning, come to work, and I just see. I just want to be like them. You know, when these people have these liberties of even just as simple as it is to hold a mobile phone, to have these things, you know, to be with my daughter, to go places and do things, and, you know, I've never wanted it more in my life.
I can clearly say that if the kitchen was built only for somebody like Jimmy, to give him a second chance, it would have been worth it, and I would do it all again.
I don't tell people I'm Aboriginal because I don't want anyone to think that I want favours or any extra special treatment or anything like that. I'm just me. I want people to judge me for me. If one person learns from my mistakes and changes their life, I'll be very happy. Give me a sense of, like I wasn't a complete failure, if I can help one person, because, yeah, it's all fun and games at the start, but then once jail time comes, you know what, yeah, fun's over.
We've had years of politicians bashing their chest one harder than the other, saying, let's go harder and harder and harder on criminals, as if that's the answer, as if that's going to make the community safe. It won't. That won't change the community. That won't change their attitude. That's just going to harden people. And if you harden to people who are already at the bottom of the barrel, they have no alternative but to fight. Instead, you take a changed attitude and you give a person an opportunity to flourish, and you believe in them, and you make them believe in themselves. And the result is Jimmy, and he should be seen and celebrated.